Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, welcome you in the second week of the course Technical and Business Writing. In the first week, we excavated in a length the concept of the basic communication. That communication is a purposeful interaction of the two individuals, entities, persons, even departments, organizations, or even countries for a specific reason through a very consolidated, well designed, equipped media. Fine. Then we also viewed about organizational communication, that how the communication between the complex departments exist and what are the functions that are very vital for the existence of all the departments and accordingly the business over. In short, we can say that the communication is the blood and vein and blood of the all the organizations. Fine. Well, this week too has specifically been focused for the students of IT and software development. Fine. The objectives settled for this course are to guide and train the students about the following concepts: communication with IT professionals and developers, technical terms commonly used in the development industry, specific communication principles for better communication. Dear students, let me take you a little bit about the background. You know that none of the industry has ever expanded rapidly than the IT and the software engineering. For last 20 years, this field has occupied its place in every field, be it is entertainment, research, beneath the of the fathoms of the sea, or it is the serene heights of the space. You find that the computer and IT is everywhere. Fine. Well, and we also have found a striking fact that the third world, for example, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Malaysia, China, these regions have produced the world's best IT industry and professionals. A good lot of the students from these regions of the world are serving in Microsoft, working with Google, WhatsApp, Facebook, and many other uh, social media and IT organizations. Fine. Even at the lower level, when a student qualifies a degree program and enters into a professional life or starts his own software house, definitely he has to gain the projects from various destinations, from for example from online, from the local companies, from the local customers. Clear? Then the very person hands over this project to his team. In this very system of sniffing the opportunities, approaching the people, negotiating with them, convincing them, producing the proposal, and then finally uh, taking something into actual contract and starting work. And then this next phase starts where he has to interact with the developers, with the people who are working on the databases or networks or many things. He has to communicate a lot. Clear? So he has to communicate in many ways, in many layers, at many in many fashions. Thus, a software house succeeds in sustain the business and produce something valuable for the customer or client, and to produce or generate the exchequer for him. Fine. Thereby, communication is the main focus, is the main crux, and especially Pakistani students, however they have been qualified from NUST, they qualify from the CUST, air, wherever they qualify, communication is their biggest drawback because they are not well equipped with the skill, and thus they are defeated in the international market competing to the Indians and the Bengalis especially. This reason this course has been designed, and especially this lesson has been uh, created. Fine. Let's see it. For developers, effective communication is arguably one of the most important variable contributing to the success of a project. It is essential to create a site or app that fulfills the requirements of its owner while providing a positive user experience. However, sometimes communication between developers and the other team members is ambiguous. Both parties interpret terms, ideas, and complexity of implementation differently. Fine. In this entire discussion, the crux is that the communication between the people about software development is not as simple as the communication of some social subject matter. It is always intricating because a daily basis new things are happening in IT industry, new technologies, ideas, platforms are emerging, new algorithms are being put and implemented. Thereby, this highly volatile situation compels a person to interact continuously and creatively with one another so that the very client may be benefited by all the newly happening change. Well, uh, there are the following problems that uh, are confronted with the developers. Message sent is not message always received. That sometimes while a person is working online and working as a freelancer, is trying to win a bid, and the email received by the very client is written in very different manner which the person has never been exposed to, or the style of writing, for example some person is writing in American style and the person has never heard such sentences, or he cannot make the inferences to reach right into the mind and heart of the person. This is what this is the problem, that the message sent is not message received or comprehended properly. Let's read. Bridging the communication gap between developers and other team members can help you complete projects on time and within the scope. It may help you enjoy cross departmental interactions more. To help you enhance your communication skills with developers, we have provided a few practical tips to ensure your web and app projects proceed smoothly. Fine. It is a tip about that how when a team lead has succeeded to win a project and wants to communicate or to analyze the development of certain group members on a particular project, how should he be communicating to the others? Let's These are the points very key. How to talk with developers, tips for communicating with developers who work remotely, the importance of setting your expectations, the importance of documenting UI clearly, common developer terms to know. How to talk with developers. In this point, it is made clear that whenever a team lead is talking to the developers, he must be polite, should clearly state the problem, mean pinpoint the problem, and try to convince the people technically and boost their confidence and ask them to work. Clear? So that if a person is not encouraging, is not letting go the trivial misunderstandings of the co-workers, he may lose confidence and he won't be able to retain the team, and thus the very project may go into chaos. Clear? Learning how to frame questions to developers or even just how to talk to them ensures both parties feel respected, heard, and able to fulfill their parts of the project. If communication in your organization is suffering, your developers may end up with an inconsistent picture of your project vision. Then they may create an end software or product that doesn't solve the problem it initially intended to. Clear communication can also help you keep your project within scope. There might be some great featured ideas you think would be near impossible to implement, which might actually be simple for your development team. Likewise, there might be some change you would think are simple to implement, which realistically might blow your project budget and timelines out of the scope. This is very crux that sometimes a person is thinking that the very task is impossible, but maybe there is a star in the team. He can make that impossible a possible. And remember this, that all these wonderful inventions happening on the daily basis in IT industry. You have the very smartphones, and you are watching, even observing very uh, striking features in your mobile phone and the cell phones. What are they? If you peep back, you find it that these things would have been impossible in many minds of the same industry. But there were some persons who made it possible. With the note of hope that nothing is impossible in the world if the very concept is propagated properly and the development has been taken into confidence. Hope you have understood this. Thank you very much.